Hello, everyone. I'm going to be ranking the 2D Sonic games based on how well I believe they fit the 2D classic formula that we associate with the momentum physics, the pinball physics, the verticality, the vertical momentum that we associate with 2D Sonic so much. This is all going to be based on it will be based on objective qualitative measures, but it will also partially be based on my opinion. So let's get into that. It'll be level design will be one factor, but also the game's overall physics engine will be another. So let's get into it, and let's start with the first game in the series, Sonic 1 on the Sega Genesis. Now, this is the first game in the series, so you would think it would go into the top tier, but it's missing a few more iconic elements of Sonic's moveset, like the spin dash and the insta shield and the elemental shields. And the level design is kind of all over the place when it comes to being able to move fast. So actually, this game in particular will get the B rank. As for Sonic 2, the second game, the Sega Genesis version, not the 8-bit version, it will go in S actually, because this game has a good emphasis on that 2D vertical momentum and speed, and the level design actually fits that to a great degree, in my opinion. And also, let's move on to Sonic 4 Episode 1. Now, this does have the spin dash, but it lacks a lot of the momentum engine physics, and it's kind of linear and automated, but it's not the worst. Like, it's not a bad game. It's a bad Sonic 4, that's for sure. But what it offers is an okay experience, in my opinion. So, anyway, it does not fit the 2D Sonic formula that well at all. So, it will go in the D tier, worst fit. Now, Sonic 4 Episode 2, I actually have to hand it to this one. It has like an enhanced spin dash that you can do a tag team move with Tails. Like, I would say that this one actually emulates the 2D physics engine a lot better. So, and the level design is pretty indicative of that overall. So, I would say this gets an A, actually, way above Sonic 4 Episode 1. It is objectively the better game after all. Now, the Sonic Advance series, these are all pretty similar in terms of level design, the exception being Sonic Advance 3, I guess, because of the tag team mechanic. But even then, it's still based on the classic physics engine. So I would say that these all get a solid S in terms of how well they fit the classic gameplay style. So there we go. Now, I haven't played Sonic Pocket Adventure. I have played Sonic Rush and a little bit of Sonic Rush Adventure, but I won't rank Sonic Rush Adventure. I will rank Sonic Rush. It does have a lot more. It it's really similar in physics engine to Sonic 4 Episode 1, and no, but it does handle that a lot better. It has the boost, it lets you go fast. It also has a trick system that wasn't present in the original 2D games. There's the spin dash, so there's at least that. And the vertical momentum is definitely there. So I would say that Sonic Rush, at the very least, deserves a B. Now, Episode Metal is going to be same. I'm not going to even rank. For Sonic Generations, I will be considering the 2D classic Sonic levels and the home console and PC versions of this game, not the 3DS version, which is fully 2D except for the final boss. Now, here's where I'm going to say I would say I from what I remember, the classic mode includes the homing attack for some reason. But the thing is, when I played it, it was very similar actually. Like, well, no, I'm thinking of the 3DS version. No, classic Sonic in the home console version doesn't include a homing attack. It might in the 3DS version, I'm not sure. But you can unlock the homing attack in the classic version if you get the red star rings in Act 1 of Planet Wisp. Anyway, it's kind of fast, but there's that definitely that sense of verticality and momentum, and you can definitely go fast. It's definitely a lot like Sonic 2 in terms of level design, and I would say that's a good thing, that it actually fits the formula quite well, albeit it's a lot faster paced. Not necessarily a bad thing, it just doesn't fit the original style that well. Sonic Superstars, in terms of level design, it's not that great compared to the originals. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good game, but I would say it does handle the physics quite a bit well. I've heard this game considered a spiritual Sonic 4 Episode 3 or Episode CD, mostly as a joke, I would say. But I would say this game actually does a lot of what Sonic 4 Episode 2 does with the classic Sonic moveset quite well. So I would put it in the same tier with Sonic Generations and Sonic 4 Episode 2. As for Sonic Mania, it's it adds the drop dash, which isn't an iconic part of the classic moveset, which it wasn't there at all in the Genesis games. It might have been planned for Sonic 3. I will put it in the S tier just because of the level design and how well it overall handles the 2D gameplay engine overall. Sonic CD, now it does have the same move set as Sonic 1 with the added peel out and modified spin dash. So, I will say that it does focus on verticality, but that's not through momentum. So, but I will say that it does have a lot of opportunities for you to go fast. So it does get an A. As for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, they're listed as one game on here, and I don't know if I agree with that decision. So, as for that, I would say that Sonic 2 handles the the 2D gameplay classic style a lot better. Don't get me wrong, Sonic 3 and Knuckles does handle it well. It's just that the latter half, the Sonic and Knuckles part, is a lot more linear and strangely, it doesn't have that many options for you to use the vertical momentum, but it's still good and it's still a fun time. So I would say that in terms of how well it handles the 2D formula, it gets an A. Anyways, that's my list. Nothing made it into the C tier, surprisingly. So, anyways, that's my tier list. This is partially based on my opinion, keep in mind. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and if you did, leave a like below and tell me what you think these things should have been on in the tier list. Anyways, stay safe, stay awesome, and I will see you in the near future.